Hi, I'm Adam.
I'm Jonathan.
And today we're going to have a little chat. Stepping into the world of guitar chat about what is our favourite new guitars, either new releases or ones we're really, really keen on.
Yeah, something that we kind of like fancy and we've got our eye on, even though we might not be able to afford it, probably won't be able to afford it.
No.
But, you know, as musicians, we all suffer from gear acquisition syndrome, the gas, yeah? We all start gassing for some
I've got a lot of gas.
Yeah, we get a build-up of gas, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And so, some of the guitars that you see come out, you know, these companies will send you all sorts of emails and promo stuff and YouTube videos and all sorts of stuff like that.
Tempting you.
Yeah, trying to get
suck you in.
Yeah, trying to get you to part with your cash, yeah?
Yeah.
And the one that just kind of tickled me recently is the new PRS John Mayer signature, the Silver Sky, which is kind of like their take on a Stratocaster. It's really, really close to the sort of typical Strat shape, but with this nice kind of scooped cutaway bit on the lower bout. But when you think about how that cutaway works and the sort of combination of that typical Fender style heel, whereas it's not often a sculpted heel, is it, on a Fender? It's pretty much like the neck bolts straight into the body, and you've got a bit of a blocky heel, not as bad as a Les Paul.
Yeah.
But you know, it's still quite cumbersome. So having that little extra scoop there just to get up to the high frets would be quite nice. But I mean, have you heard that new PRS yet?
I haven't heard it played. I've seen it. I saw they teased a photo of it, and it was obvious when they teased a photo. But you could see, like, it was just note for Gibson to check up on. It was a perfectly set up guitar from this video. No cracks, nothing.
No chips.
Yeah, no chips, no cracks.
Yeah.
It looked gorgeous, and I've seen it's been released. It's a John Mayer signature, isn't it? And it just looks absolutely beautiful.
And it's supposedly based on his favourite Fender Strats. So his like vintage, I don't know, 63 or 64 era Fender Strats. So it's kind of nice that he gets his own little take on PRS's spin on that type of guitar. And because it's an obviously crowded market. A lot of people will go for the safe bet and just go, oh well, I want something that sounds like a Strat, so I'll buy a Fender Strat. But there are a lot of alternatives out there. You know, Sir do the I think it's called the Sir Classic or something.
Yeah, which I've played recently, and they're lovely. I mean, it is literally like if you had your Strat. For me, like I got mine out the box. It was a Mexican, but it was good. But this one was something else. Like new out the box, it was apparently one of the best guitars my mate who owns one has ever played.
Flawless.
Yeah, flawless, basically.
Yeah. So it's nice that PRS is kind of getting into that aspect of offering all these different alternatives, and they've expanded their range loads. But that particular one, that John Mayer signature, has kind of got me thinking, I fancy something out of the blue, something Stratty.
Has it given you gas?
It has, yeah. But I think that my wife might probably kill me if I decided to buy another guitar right now. So I'm going to avoid that.
You see, the funny thing is, what I'm after is the only guitar my girlfriend has ever deemed really attractive. And I think it's more the colours, but it's one I love. And it's a bit lower down the scale, but it's the Yamaha Revstar, particularly the RS502 in billet green is the colour that I'm after. I don't know what it is about them. I love a double cutaway. I hate SGs, just for the record. I'm not a big SG fan. I've never played one and loved it. I think they're a bit too light in the body. But I like the sort of the double cutaway, almost like what Josh Homme had in Caius. I can't quite remember the guitar. It might be an
Ovation. I think it might be it's an Ovation of some sort.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a breadwinner, but it's certainly an Ovation guitar of some sort. Yeah.
I've always been after something like that, and I saw the Revstar, and it kind of at the minute it kind of fills that little gap in my soul of what I kind of want from a guitar now, because I've got a nice selection, and I really would love something with P90s. And something that I can just thrash about a bit with. And when I've tried it, they feel really chunky, and they've got the hardware is all really solid and nice. It feels like a workhorse.
Yeah.
And I know they put loads and loads of work into like sending guitarists out with these for tours and videoing them and doing a big thing about this is our new guitar. Look at it. And I like that almost in the sense that it's kind of has their own flavour.
Yeah.
It's kind of got their own style, their own flavour, and that's one thing I like about the guitar. But also when I played it. It's one of those things, again, it just sort of did exactly what I want. But sadly, this is a giant bubble of gas. I'm not going to be getting one yet. Hey, Yamaha, if you're listening.
Yeah. You can send me one as well.
Yeah. Or PRS if you're listening. You'd love a John Mayer signature.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's the great thing about Yamaha, right? Because they're another company that have always done their own spin on certain guitars. So they did, back in I think the 70s or early 80s, the SG2000 or SG1000, which was like a double cutaway solid body sort of Gibson contender, and that was a really popular model because it was. I think a lot of people thought it's played and sounded better than Gibsons that were at the time. And I've had a Yamaha Superflighter, which I regret selling now because they're quite rare. You don't see them come up often on eBay. But that Yamaha Superflighter reminded me of the Yamaha Revstar that you like.
Yeah.
Similar sort of double cut body, slightly different sort of shape on it, but still a two pickup kind of guitar. It's pretty reasonably priced. It's not extortionately priced, is it?
No.
And Yamaha have been good at, like I said, that taking their own spin on it. Even the Pacifica.
Yeah,
that's like their version
guitar.
of. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's their version of a sort of a Strat type instrument. So it's just always that thing of, can people accept alternatives to the big brands?
Yeah,
some people don't, do they? They go, oh no, must have Gibson, must have Fender.
Well, I think it's going that way. I mean, you look at it. If you look at, for example, the John Mayer, as you say, it's his take on his favourite Strat. So why is he then not getting a Fender version to make his favourite Strat? Because these other brands are sort of booming at the minute.
Yeah.
I mean, Yamaha, you can always rely. They make so much about other things that, it's always going to be great. But I still think, in the sense of like the big brands of guitars, I mean, we can see with Gibson now, the pillars are going to fall soon, in my opinion, and people have to evolve. And I think, PRS are a brand I feel that does evolve.
Yeah, and it's happened before because some guitar companies, big companies, have fallen. They've toppled. Guitars like Kramer have kind of risen and fallen and kind of changed hands, changed ownership. Parker guitars, I don't think they're producing anything anymore. So there's quite, it does happen. Some of these brands that come out and they make great instruments, and then things just for whatever reason go wrong. It's not always the instruments themselves. It's sometimes the business around it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is a shame, but that's just how it goes.
I think if we're going on that, I was disgusted to see the Les Paul Studio, this year's Les Paul Studio, which is their lower end model at £1,300.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Really? I mean, that is an innovation, and that isn't that. If anything in guitars, these things prices should be falling almost like most things.
Yeah.
Of basic designs, the prices shouldn't be rising that high. I mean, I don't care about any production costs in the world. That is ridiculous to have that jump. How much were they a few years ago? £800?
I don't. Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I remember years ago. I know that prices inflate. It just happens, doesn't it? It works with the economy. You're never going to pay the exact same amount of money for a guitar you paid 10 years ago.
No.
You bought 10 years ago, but. Studios used to easily be under £1,000. Easily be under £1,000, and for them to kind of be over £1,000 now, and because the studio is supposed to be the most bare bones model they've got. It's no bells and whistles. There's no binding. There's no fancy finishes or anything like that.
Well, it was all meant to be just the name, isn't it? Go and use it in a studio. Yeah. Which. You'd think as well, if I'd bought £1,000 guitar, I mean, in nowadays, in this day and age, and the amount of great guitars there are out there, if you spend that much on a guitar, you want more than just that, personally. And regardless of the name, I don't care what name it's got on the top of the guitar. If it plays well and it sounds good, that's great. But you want to know that it can do more for you than just that. Yeah.
I mean, personally, I think if you're going to spend £1,000 on a guitar, it should be a guitar for life. It should be something that you can really kind of feel like, this will do a lot for me, and this is something I want to keep, and you don't want to change hands and lose money on it. So it's got to be worth really good value for money for £1,000. So let's see. We'll see how
this all pans out.
Yeah, see what happens to Gibson with this.
I mean, it's crazy, really. I mean, what if they do go? What's going to happen? Is the Les Paul then going to be something that's going to be, is that going to be licensed out to other people? Maybe that'd be the only way. If they can't afford to keep up production, maybe they'll just licensing out the design to other companies to make. I mean, that for me, that could be something exciting for guitars.
Yeah.
Imagine if, we both love PRS. We both love, and I love them straight out of the box. We both love how they play, how they feel. Imagine Les Paul combined with the PRS, like your perfect Frankenstein guitar. If they started making them license free, it could be great. Or with a license, it could be. It could be something really, really interesting.
Well, at least offer a good alternative for people that like that.
Exactly.
Who knows?
I mean, innovation is always, wanted in any market.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's for too long now, guitar brands have kind of relied too much on their heritage and not so much on what's happening right now. And I think that's what a lot of guitar manufacturers need to do. They need to sort of say, right, we did these years ago and everyone loved them, but there's still ways we could improve on it. There's still ways that things can get better. And so, yeah, maybe that's the way they're going to have to go. Maybe that's how Gibson are going to have to survive. Who knows? Who knows? But their idea of innovation has really kind of messed a lot of people's opinions up about the brand itself.
Yeah,
isn't it? It's Gibson's idea of innovation has sometimes been unpopular with the fanboys.
Completely.
Yeah, and it's kind of
robot tuners.
Yeah, in some ways I feel sorry for them, because I like the idea of some of some of the features on some of the Gibsons that they've introduced, but then some of them I think I can't imagine spending that much money.
Yeah,
you know, I can imagine spending, say, like, you know, £1,000, £1,200, up to £1,500 on some of these instruments with some of the features. But when they're putting retail prices of like £4,000, and you think, well, what are you really getting for £4,000?
Yeah.
I mean, the prime example of that is that new Flying V they're doing, which, you know, let's just say it looks like a Jackson Roswell Rhodes. It's exactly this. It's pretty much exactly the same shape as a Jackson Roswell Rhodes, and I actually quite like the shape of it. A lot of people hate it.
I'm one of those people. I must add. I think it's disgusting.
Yeah, a lot of people have said they really don't like it. I don't mind it, but then again, it's easy for me to say that because I don't play funny shaped guitars. You know, I don't play odd shaped guitars. So it's kind of a moot point me saying, oh yeah, it's great, but I never play one.
Yeah. Behind this camera, I have got a Dean Razorback DB hidden away in a cupboard somewhere,
which I've seen you play. So yeah, you can get away with pointy guitars.
Oh, I don't know if I can.
Yeah,
not anymore. I could when I was 15.
Yeah.
Not so much anymore. I have to, you know, I like a PRS or something sensible, maybe a Telecaster.
Something sensible. Yeah. Cool. So so just let us know what you think about some of these new models, and let us know what you're gassing for, and you know, if there's a big gas bubble, what sorts of things make you want to get that type of guitar, and you know, join in the chat on the comments below.
We're Guitar Centric, and we're asking what gives you gas.
See ya.
Bye.